box score, and it's the only game that they're not showing on here. Good evening and welcome to STSPN.com. We are live from Mill Creek, Washington, where tonight we have a Wesco 4A girls basketball game. Good battle here tonight, too, between the home team, the Jackson Timberwolves, 4-2 in league play, 8-5 overall, and they will be taking on the Lake Stevens Vikings, 5-1 in Wesco 4A play, 9-3 on the season. It's not the first time these two teams have seen each other either this year. Game number one back on December 17th. A game that was decided rather easily by Lake Stevens, 71-37. You know the Timberwolves will be hoping for a little revenge tonight, not only to get back at Lake Stevens, but also with a chance to tie them in the standings. A win for Jackson tonight would move them into a two-way tie for second place with Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens, however, on the other hand, trying to keep pace with the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, a team that's undefeated in league play, a team that Lake Stevens will play 1 week from tonight for the final time this year. It's going to be Tuesday, January 28th over at Glacier Peak High School. If they want to have any chance, realistically, of having a share or of winning the Wesco 4A title, Lake Stevens needs to pick up this victory tonight. Public address announcer Joel Vincent right now going through the starting lineups. We'll get you caught up here in just a moment. For the home team, the Jackson Timberwolves. Young squad this year. Not only young in terms of their entire roster, but their starting lineup as well. Only 2 seniors on the entire squad, none of which are starting. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup right now. For Jackson, a 5'8" sophomore. Number 2, Mac Koenig. Koenig is really the player to keep an eye on. She was on the the Australian U16 basketball team throughout the course of the season. One of the better players in the area. She's also teamed with number 4, Abby Grayson, who is a 5'5" sophomore. The other starters are Emma Merwin, a 5'7" sophomore, Riley Mechanic, a 5'5" sophomore, and rounding out the starting lineup, number 40, Jaden Curtin, 5'10" junior. Pause momentarily there for the Pledge of Allegiance. So as you can hear, Jackson, 4 sophomores in the starting lineup and rounding it out 1 junior. Lake Stevens, on the other hand, well, they've got a senior in their starting lineup, and she's a good one. Number 22, Reagan Reed, 5'7" senior, already committed to playing basketball at Boise State University next year. And then she has 4 underclassmen starting in the lineup with her. Number 2, Chloe Pattison, is a 5'9" sophomore. Number 14, Baylor Thomas, a 5'7" sophomore. Number 32, Corey Wilcox, is a 6'2" sophomore. And number 52, Camille Gentz, a 6'4" sophomore. Yes, you heard that correctly. 4 sophomores for Lake Stevens. That's 8 total out there in the starting lineup between these two teams combined. And we are just about ready to get underway here on a very cold, blistery, and windy Tuesday night. Jump ball goes up in the air, and immediately number 21, Emma Merwin, says, I'm giving up too much size to Camille Gentz. I'm going to let her have it. Lake Stevens wins the jump. Gentz down below. Not only does she win the jump, she gets the first bucket of the game. 2-0 lead for Lake Stevens. Steve Willits joined tonight by the 5-tool player Todd Elvick. Todd, you ready for some basketball tonight?
I am. I'm trying to sort out this. We've got a new broadcasting computer here, and I'm trying to sort out a couple of the things with it.
We'll see how that goes between your new equipment and my voice from the little bug I've been fighting here for the last week. This could be an interesting night. We'll see if it's a better game than it is for what we're dealing with so far. Jackson looking for their first points. Ball stolen away. That's Pattison coming up with a steal, kicking it down low. Baylor Thomas almost loses it, saves it from going out of bounds. Nicely done. Throws it across court where Reagan Reed there to retrieve it. Back to Baylor Thomas. Count the basket up and in. She's on the board for the first time tonight and is fouled on the play. She'll head to the line for the end one.
Foul's called on Jackson's Abby Grayson. That's her first.
Abby Grayson getting called for the foul, her first. There we go. We're getting information as we speak here. Joel Vincent, who is the public address announcer, also former football coach for Jackson, letting me know that Reagan Reed shot is missed. We're going to get a free throw attempt here. Talking about Reagan? And we've got a foul there on the play. Number 32, Wilcox, picking up her first. Shot hits the back iron, missing. That's Matt Koenig on the play. And Koenig hits the second of the 2 free throw attempts. Makes it a 5-1 game. Nick Stevens getting down low. Gents taking advantage of the mismatch there. Posting up a much shorter Merwin, draws the contact. She'll hit to the line for 2.
Foul's called on Jackson's Emma Merwin, her first, second team foul.
Second team foul called against Jackson tonight. And the first shot up and in. One more attempt here. Gents, 6'4" sophomore. Nice touch on the shot. 2 for 2 at the line, 7-1 lead. Lake Stevens currently ranked number 11, or actually, I'm sorry, number 15 in the RPI poll. We'll be talking about that here throughout the night. A poll that, well, quite frankly, won't mean a thing to them if they're not able to come out of a very tough by-district, which combines Wesco and Kinko. As Koenig into the lane, kicks it out. Merwin, right wing, back to Koenig. 3-ball attempt on the way. Just a bit short, bounces off the front of the iron, where Pattison's able to collect it, brings it down the floor. Looking down low again, Gents already taking advantage of it. One more time. Camille Gents, 6 points on the night. 9-1 is our score. Koenig trying to shoot her team back into the game. Has the 3-ball rim in and out, pops out. Reagan Reed. Nice pass down low, no look, up and in. Corey Wilcox is the recipient. But all the credit there should go to number 22, Reagan Reed. Just a quick flip of the wrist. Sees Wilcox wide open, hits her. And then on the other end, Koenig throws up an air ball. Jaden Curtin able to retrieve it. She gets fouled. We're going to get a call on Wilcox, her second. That will send Curtin to the line shooting 2. Curtin, whose first shot is in. Younger sister of Johnny Curtin, the late Johnny Curtin, who was just an absolute legend here at Jackson High School. When he graduated, he was the all-time leader in rushing yards for a single season in the state. Ended up being a captain on the University of Washington football team. Curtin, name that is known very well here throughout the Jackson community. Riley Mechanic bringing the ball up. 3-11 is our score. Jackson looking to get back into this game. Koenig into the lane, fires it up, misses again. She continues to look for Jackson's first field goal of the night. Reagan Reed with a look, misses it. Gents right there to clean it up and in. Camille Gents, have yourself a first quarter. 8 points as we just crossed the 3-minute mark into the first period. And it feels like she might even be in contention for our player of the game. Reagan Reed steal, Reagan Reed layup, Reagan Reed bucket. And we're going to get a quick timeout here. Corey Gibbs says, I've seen enough. We need a 30-second break. We'll take one as well. You are watching STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
And welcome back once again from the Den here at Jackson High School in Mill Creek. Steve Willits along with Todd Elvick here bringing you Wesco 4A girls basketball, a game that is a little bit one-sided thus far. This is a Jackson team that can certainly put up some points, and we'll look to get back into this game here. Lake Stevens employing a little pressure here right now. Jackson so far with 3 free throws. That's all the scoring they have tonight. Looking for their first 3 ball of the evening. That one pops out. That was Grayson with the attempt.
A little bit too much spin on that.
There's been a couple spinners out there tonight so far. We've seen Koenig with one of those shots, and now Grayson with one as well, as Reagan Reed misses the field goal attempt. We are just past the 4-minute mark now. A little bit past the first half of the first quarter, and Matt Koenig with the bucket. Koenig really starting to, ooh, there we go, Gents again. Camille Gents, 10 points here in the first quarter, 17-5 score. Mentioned Koenig playing on that U16 Australian national team. She's got dual citizenship, Australian and Canadian. Was born up in Abbotsford. Oh, it's Austria. Okay, I'm being corrected here in the Austrian citizenship, playing on the Austrian team. Takes the ball out into the corner. 3 ball with 1 second to go on the shot clock. Say did not get any rim. And we're getting our first substitutions of the night tonight. 14, Avery Hare checking into the game for the first time this evening. There's a 5'5" sophomore, and also checking into the game, number 10, Monet Rundell. Matt Koenig, steal, nice move, a little ankle breaker there. Koenig with the bucket, getting Rundell turned around there a little bit. Koenig now with 5 points here in the first quarter. 17-7 score, 3 ball up, 3 ball good. Baylor Thomas with 6 first quarter points. 20-7 score, Lake Stevens by 13. Shot rims off. Nice job by Koenig, applying a little bit of pressure there. Quickly hustles back. Lake Stevens back with the setup for the half-court offense. Reagan Reed looking down low, trying to get it to Gents. Koenig doing a nice job of doubling her up. Thomas looking for Gents again. Count the basket, and she's going back to the free throw line. Curtin with the foul, her first. And checking into the game now, Hannah Mack, 5'9" freshman for the Timberwolves. Gents already with 12 points here in the quarter, looking for her 13th. Up and in. 3 for 3 at the free throw line, and I don't think she's touched rim on any of those 3 shots. Long checking into the game for the first time for Lake Stevens. 6'2" junior forward. 23 points for Lake Stevens already, and we still have
more than 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Steele coming up there for the Vikings. Lund coming up with the basketball. Emma Lund. 3 ball up from Reagan Reed. Misses it. Offensive board for Lund. Up and in. Jens has 13 points, and yet we have 5 different Lake Stevens players with field goals here in the first quarter. 25 points already, with still some time to spare. Let's see if they can even get more. Mack getting trapped.
Throws it to Koenig. Ball gets knocked away. Reagan Reed coming away with it. Pushing it down the floor. She's got numbers. Goes for the layup. Misses it. Ball bounces around. Mack comes up with it for Jackson, looking to push on the other end. Finds Koenig cutting to the hoop. Nice breakaway layup. Give Koenig the bucket. Give Mack the assist. 25-9 score. Reed thinking about a 3 there. We're down to 1:14 to go here in the first quarter. Reagan Reed with another nice pass. Baylor Thomas kicks it out. Lund at 16 feet out. Rims off. Jackson rebound. Reed goes for the steal over her hands into the hands of Mechanic. Ball was knocked away for a quick moment. Koenig finally comes away with it and fires up a 3. Up and in. She now has 10 here in the first quarter. 25-12 score. Shot was blocked out of bounds by Hannah Mack. Freshman doing a nice job. She's made her presence known in the first 90 seconds or so of entering the game. Already with a nice long court assist. Now she's got a block. Chloe Pattison, starter for the Vikings, checking back into the game. 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. Pattison kicks it back out. Vikings doing a nice job of being patient, swinging the ball around from left to right, then right to left. Shots missed, offensive board. Lake Stevens with yet another try. Open look, 3 ball up, off the back iron. Nice job by Lund. Rebound coming way off of the cylinder there. Gets the board, going up for one more, and they're going to say this time Lund goes over the back. She's going to pick up her first foul of the night.
Your voice is sounding a lot like my wife's. She was answering phones all day today, and she's all hoarse.
I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah. No, it's not because you were giving me a shopping list.
Lund with the first foul. 'Tis the season, though, right? It is January. That's what happens when we get these snowy inclement weather periods here. And that's the end of the first quarter. A quarter in which Lake Stevens puts up 25 points in the first 5.5 minutes. Go the last 2.5 minutes without, but it doesn't really matter so far. They've got a nice, comfortable 25-12 lead after one. We're going to break. You're watching STSPN.
Ask him who that.
Oh, you want to do that?
Guess?
Yeah, okay. We've got a Jackson basketball player. Curious if anybody can figure out who that is. Go ahead and tweet us at STSPN.
Yep, you can message us there. Or
see if you know which Jackson Timberwolf basketball player that is.
They can win a STSPN T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I eligible?
Figure out who that is.
Oh, you've already told me who it is. So
That's
hey,
right.
I'll tell you what. If you can get yourself an STSPN shirt, you're one step ahead of me. So we're going to take a break or keep it here?
How much time we got?
We've got about 30 seconds.
30 seconds? We'll take a quick break.
We'll take a quick break. Who is that? We'll be right back. Here we go into the second quarter of action.
Did she think she knew who it was? Ha
Koenig picking up her first foul. So we posted a picture up just a moment. Can we post that one more time?
We can.
There we go. Having a little fun here with a trivia question. We're trying to figure out who the Jackson basketball player is pictured in that photo. First shot up and in. That's Rundell at the line, her first point of the night. Give her 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Lake Stevens a perfect 6 for 6 from the charity stripe so far. 27-12 lead. Koenig drawing some contact there.
Was that contact with her own players?
No,
I guess if there was a foul, it would be with. I just looked over and I saw 3 players standing there.
You never know sometimes, though, right? Mentioned it a little while ago. This is not going to be an easy path to the Tacoma Dome this year. Not an easy path into regionals, for that matter, as we brought up earlier. For the second consecutive year, so we're going to get a foul called there. Mike DeLong, one of our officials, calling that one. Our other 2 officials tonight, Robert Franklin and Donnie Johnson. Rundell picking up 2 quick fouls here. 5th team foul for Lake Stevens. Mention it, Wesco and Kingco teaming up for a bye district. Pros and cons to that. And in the past, what they used to do is Wesco would have 2. And we're going to get another foul call there. That's on 23, this time Mack for Jackson. Wesco used to get 2 regional berths. Get to the regionals and you have a chance to go to the Tacoma Dome. 3 ball up in the air ball. Nice job by Lake Stevens coming away with the rebound. Pattison putting that one back up. Her first bucket of the night. So you used to have your 2 Wesco teams that would come out of the districts. They'd play their own Wesco tournament. You kind of already knew what you were getting, really. There was no element of surprise. A lot of times if you had 2 really powerhouse teams, you kind of knew who was coming out of the the district and who was going to go into regionals as we get a travel call there on Jackson. It's Anna Ramillo getting her name called for the first time there tonight. Well, so last year they went to a bye district. It's Wesco and Kinko. Always tough, Kinko. And we get a nice bucket down low. Emma Lund with her 4th point of the night. 31-12 is our score. So last year the two leagues combined, and they were given 5 playoff berths, 5 district berths. So you had your district double elimination tournament, 5 teams coming out of there. Good chances, a nice 3-ball up. First bucket of the night for Hannah Mack. The freshman getting on the board, 31-15. Wasting very little time on the other end, Chloe Pattison. I'd give credit for the assist, but I was looking down at my score sheet and didn't even see who made that. But Pattison gets the bucket. She now has 4 points tonight. So 5 teams were coming out of Kinko and Wesco combined last year. This year, because of the rotation and the way it works around the state, is another 3-ball by Mack. This time she misses. Rebound coming down into the hands of Carmen Long. This year, only 4 berths coming out. Reagan Reed, 3-ball, misses, offensive board. Rundell trying to save it, looking to pass it back to Reed. Ball gets taken away. Grayson on the other end puts up the shot. Basket is good, but it will not count as Reagan Reed draws the charge on the play.
Player control foul called on Haley Hare, her first.
Foul called on Hare, her first. And we're going to get an all-new substitution here. At least 3 girls coming back in for Lake Stevens. Achille Foster checking in for the first time tonight. Camille Jentz, who had 13 points in the first quarter, back into the game. And number 32, Corey Wilcox, also in. 10-footer missed. Another opportunity. Lake Stevens with a second offensive board for the possession. Jentz down low. Looking for Wilcox. Ball gets knocked away, out of bounds. We're going to say we're going to keep it right here. And we should point out, since Joel Vincent was nice enough to remind us here a few moments ago while we were on the air, that's Achille Foster, number 12, is the sister of Keenan Foster, who played football here at Jackson for 4 years. A very good football player. Just graduated from Montana last year. Reagan Reed on the inbound. Easy bucket there. She has 4 points on the night, 35-15 score. So a couple of the better football players to come out of Jackson. Keenan Foster and Johnny Curtin, both with sisters playing in this game tonight against one another. Matt Koenig, 3-ball. Her second tray of the night. She has 13 points here in the early going, 35-18. Reagan Reed drives the lane, kicks it out to Jentz. Nice patience for Lake Stevens. The long shot misses. That's Pattison. So 4 teams are going to come out of the district, the bye district this year. And this is what we have so far in terms of the RPI rankings around the state, which is a index that's in place to kind of measure the strength of a team based on their strength of schedule and their wins and losses. Reed trying to kick it forward to Jentz, can't save it. So again, keep in mind, only 4 of these teams are going to head to the state tournament this year. Woodinville is ranked number 1 in the state. Inglemoor number 5. Issaquah 10. Glacier Peak 11. Lake Stevens 15. Already there's 5 teams that I just mentioned that are in the top 15. One of those 5 teams guaranteed not to go to the regionals this year. They're going to be eliminated in district play, and that's if a team below them doesn't knock them off. We have more teams to mention. North Creek number 17. Mount Si number 25. Newport 28. You got Eastlake at 33, then finally Jackson at 36. I just named off 10 teams there. 10 teams ranked in the top 36 in the state.
And only 4 are going.
Only 4 are going to go to the regionals. That's not even the state tournament in Tacoma. You could get to the regional and get knocked out there. So, yeah, the days of going, well, Glacier Peak and Lake Stevens are running away with the league this year, as would have maybe been the case 2 years ago if this was playing out. You'd pretty much have a guarantee that they were going to make it to regionals. You kind of double down by going into a bye district. You're hoping that maybe you can even get a 3rd or 4th berth, but in some cases that you might even lose berths because if Kinko's that tough, they can knock off your other teams.
Well, one thing that we found out, what was it, Saturday from the athletic director over there at Everett, is that being that the 4A league is going to become a lot smaller this coming year.
Very true. Big meeting tomorrow, by the way, in Wesco. We'll have a lot of answers for that. We're hoping to have one of the athletic directors join us on Prep Sports Weekly on Thursday night to talk about it. But you're right. They have already announced. We know for certain that 3 of the 8 teams that are currently Wesco 4A teams are going down to 3A next year. Shot is missed. One of those is Mount Vernon. They're actually going to join the Northwest Conference up in Skagit and Whatcom County, which is where it makes more sense for them anyway geographically. So Mount Vernon's already leaving Wesco next year. Shot from the corner missed. Yeah, Cascade and Monroe also dropping down to 3A. We'll find out. We should have more answers tomorrow. We're kind of hearing rumblings that rather than have a 3A and a 4A separate conference, we might just have one big giant conference of Wesco 4A, 3A, and 2A, and then divide them up into divisions. Gents down low. First point of the second quarter. Gives her 15 on the night as she had a huge explosive first quarter. 37-18 is our score. So yeah, there's a lot to be. Oh, there we go, Koenig. It's late, but the bank is open. Nicely done for Koenig. 15 points tonight. 37-20 is our score. Reagan Reed. Ball bounces high off the rim. Gents down low. Nicely done. Muscling that one down into the paint.
She used a little bit of her athleticism there.
Muscling her way down there as Baylor Thomas checks back into the game. Reagan Reed's going to take a breather there.
What was it that we heard that we were a little bit worried about that we know that's not going to happen, or pretty much guaranteed that it's not going to happen?
There's a 3 ball, by the way, for Merwin. Something we were worried about that now you got me on the trivia thing here, huh?
Yeah. We were a little bit concerned that they were going to combine Wesco and Kinko in 4A.
There were a few
some rumblings.
There were a few rumors that was a possibility with only 5 teams at the Wesco 4A level that perhaps that was a viable option. I don't know that was ever really strongly on the table, but it certainly came up in conversation. And Robert Polk, who's the athletic director here in the Everett School District, kind of confirmed for us that was pretty much off the table at this point, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, that's not to say that we won't see them in by district still, which we probably will, as Koenig floats up a flat-looking shot. That one bounces out of the cylinder. Rebound for Lake Stevens. But yeah, Mount Lake Terrace will go from 2A to 3A. Gents down low, draws contact. She'll head back to the free throw line.
Now, they've been bouncing back and forth for years?
They have. I mean, it's been a 4-year cycle now, so that'll change. But so the only 2A teams that will be left in Wesco are Cedar Crest and Archbishop Murphy, the 2 newer teams of the conference. And of course, for football, I would assume, we don't know this for sure. We'll know more on tomorrow, but we assume that they're going to head up north. Jens hits that first shot. They'll continue to play in that football conference that they've been playing in the last couple of years. So we'll lose Murphy and Cedar Crest for football. However, for all the other sports, they'll come back down and join Wesco 3A, 4A, more than likely. Again, there's talk that there's probably going to be probably 3 divisions in most sports. That's what we're thinking, because it's going to be a large conference next year.
I don't even know how that works.
In what sense?
Well, if you take and you combine them all into one, and then you divide them up into...
Oh, nice shot by Wilcox there down low. Well, we already have sports down here that have divisions, so it's not...
No, I
really
get the divisions thing, but I mean, if you've got a 3A and 4A school, how can they be in the same division?
We're doing that right now to a certain extent. I mean, you'll play RPI systems for playoff spots as Grayson gets her first points of the night. I would imagine the divisions will be more geographical oriented, and then once you get into district play, kind of like what you do right now, you'll use RPIs that will be set up from the actual Wesco Conference. Koenig, nice basket there as Grayson gets an assist. And we've come to the end of the first half very quietly here. Jackson's starting to make a little noise and creeping back into this game. We've got a 40-27 game. We head to the break. We're going to take a break ourselves right now. You are watching STSPN.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200-plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
And welcome back once again here to STSPN.com. Steve Willits, along with the 5-tool player Todd Elvick. Third quarter of action underway. So we're just getting our
audio
back
reset.
up and ready. So let's catch up on what you just missed. Camille Gents with the opening basket for the second half. She now has 18 points on the night. And then on the other end, Emma Merwin for Jackson putting up a 3-ball, getting the score down to a 12-point deficit. A lot better game than we were anticipating after the first 5 minutes. A game in which Lake Stevens jumped out on top 25-7. Just a little bit past the halfway mark in the first quarter. Shot clock violation, and that will do it there. Let's get you caught up on some of the first half numbers. Again, Lake Stevens, Camille Gents leading all scorers. She had 16 in the first half, 13 of those coming in the first quarter. Corey Wilcox with 4 points. Reagan Reed 4 points. Emma Lund 4 points. Baylor Thomas with 6. Reed with a 3-ball up. Give her 3 more. She's got 7 now for the game. Baylor Thomas with 6. Monet Rundell with 2. And then Chloe Pattison closes out the scoring with 4 points for Lake Stevens. We'll get you caught up here for Jackson's scoring in just a moment. It won't take very long. Most of the points coming from Matt Koenig. She had 17 points in the first half. So we're going to get contact in the lane. That was on Reed, her first non-shooting foul. So let's see, Abby Grayson with 2 points. Emma Merwin now has 6, 3 in the first half, 3 here in the second. Hannah Mack with a 3-ball in the second quarter, and Jaden Curtin rounds out the scoring with 2 free throws made in the first quarter. Todd Elvick, you enjoying this new equipment? How are we doing?
You know, it always takes a little bit to get it dialed in, and it's very frustrating for me, and I'm sure a little bit quirky for the audience because they don't expect that. They expect the perfect show that we usually put on.
Well, and you do one heck of a job. I mean, when you think about it in terms of we don't have the multi-million-dollar ESPN equipment, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive what you're able to accomplish. So every once in a while, if the equipment acts up just a bit, I don't think anybody's going to hold it against you too much. We are fortunate to have you here in Snohomish County. Nice steal from Gents there. She's already doing it with the points. Now she comes up with the ball on the other end, kicks it over to Reed. 3-ball, count it! Reagan with 2 trays here in the third quarter, pushing that lead back out to 18.
She is money.
Trays. She is money indeed. Koenig misses that shot off the front iron. Here comes Lake Stevens again. Thomas goes up for the shot. Gets fouled, and she will go to the line for 2. Enjoying myself a jumbo wolf dog here at the break. They have good hot dogs here.
They have the best, actually.
They do have the best hot dogs. And trust me, I have eaten my share of hot dogs in Snohomish County gymnasiums throughout the years. This is the first shot up and in. Yeah, you want to get a good dog. The jumbo wolf dog, only $3. Well worth it. Even the nice big French bun, too.
Oh, yeah. I think they get those from Costco. What do you think?
I'm okay with that. Hey, wherever they need to go to get those, keep doing it. Keep selling them here and keep us happy. And having a nice conversation out there while at the concession stand. Jennifer Larson serving up the dog. Her daughter, Caitlin, great basketball player for Stanwood a couple years ago, now playing college ball. Part of that Spartans team that made a run to the Tacoma Dome. Jennifer works here at the school. Her other daughter, Maddie, over at Stanwood right now, is a senior playing ball there. There's Reagan Reed trying yet again another 3. This time can't come up with it, but guess who? Gents with an offensive board. Thomas drives the lane off the rim, rolls off. Here comes Jackson. Koenig ahead to Mechanic, just a little bit too far out in front. Ball sails out of bounds, back over to Lake Stevens. .20 lead for Lake Stevens. See if Jackson's got another run in them. Not if that 3-ball goes in. Reed misses it. Koenig with the rebound. Passes to Merwin. Blocked. Shot by Reed. Nicely done. Elevates. No contact. Nothing but ball. Blocks it even better to one of her teammates. Pushes it the other way. Reagan Reed can do a little bit of everything. Keeping that Lake Stevens to Boise State pipeline open. Ball rolls out. following in the footsteps of the Palcoa sisters. Twins who played here for Lake Stevens not so long ago. Taking that team all the way to the state tournament. 3-ball up, count it! Jaden Curtin with her first field goal of the night. And it's a tray. She has 5 for the game. Lake Stevens wants to try to answer on the other end and does. Baylor Thomas. She has 11 tonight. That lead back up to 20 one more time. Curtin tries to do something about that. Shot is blocked out of bounds. Corey Wilcox getting a hand on it. And checking back into the game for Lake Stevens, number 20, Emma Lund. 4:18 showing on the clock. Actually, 4:16. We got a nice little bar directly above the basket that always impedes me being able to see the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So 6s and 8s kind of look a little bit suspect sometimes. The scoreboard itself is great. And Joel Vinson, hearing me talk, points over to the left, which is great if they're going to my left. When they're going to the right, not so easy, as we're trying to do play-by-play. Nice pass down low. Gents with the bucket.
Well, and the thing is, the scoreboard's just a little bit behind you over here, where if you're sitting on the other side, it's ahead of you.
Well, I have to look to my left and then around your big head, too,
Well,
which
yeah,
doesn't help.
it's not small.
No. Going to get a foul called on Pattison, her first. Chloe Pattison going to take a seat on the bench, get a little breather. Reed doing a nice job of knocking the ball out of bounds. We'll keep it right here for Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens coming into the night with a 9-3 record. Their 3 losses, Glacier Peak, and that was a game that looked 3-ball up. Merwin misses it. Rebound comes down to Gents. Lake Stevens looking to push. Lost a game to Glacier Peak that got away from them a little bit in the fourth quarter, but really it was the third quarter where GP made the run, but the first half of action was just back and forth and looked like we were going to have a classic, and that's going to be a nice rematch coming up in a week. That's not necessarily a gimme by any means for GP. Lake Stevens on any given night is more than capable of beating the Grizzlies as Mechanic gets into the lane, draws contact.
Right
and you're going to be broadcasting that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so a week from tonight.
And the GP Mariner game. Boys.
And that is when?
You know what? You probably know that better than me.
I do not. Mechanic's first shot misses.
Let's take a little look.
I know we just added a game to our Saturday schedule, a girls game that I'm really excited about.
Yes.
That I'm going to be working with you on. Got Kashmir. Kashmir taking on Kings over at Kings High School. And Mechanic missing both of those free throw attempts. Kashmir defending state champs, led by one of the top 10 players in the nation. Nice job down low. Gents up and in. 22 points for Gents tonight. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 57-33 is our score. Koenig trying to do it by herself. Can't get the shot to fall. Lake Stevens looking to push. Nice pass forward. Just left it a bit short. That was Rundell, but Baylor Thomas leading the charge on the play. A really gorgeous pass. Just couldn't quite get the assist on the play.
Monday the 27th.
Monday the 27th. That's Glacier Peak versus Mariner. I guess I should have known that. You're right. Both teams undefeated in league play right now.
Well,
Glacier Peak and Mariner.
And also it's a makeup day, so because originally we couldn't do them, they were on there was a conflict. So we were very happy that the snow helped us out with that.
And the funny thing is, I was just looking at the scheduling of the games, and I didn't know that the game was coming up next Monday. It didn't even dawn on me until you read it. I'm like, wait a second. I was just checking about 2 hours ago on that one. We got a 30-second timeout. Let's take a quick break. You are watching STSPN.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Here you go.
And welcome back to the Den here at Jackson High School, home of the Jackson Timberwolves. Avery Hare with her first bucket of the night, 35-57 score. .2-point game. So I was starting to say earlier, Lake Stevens, 3 losses on the season. The Glacier Peak game, Merwin 3-ball corner. Bounces around, finally coming up with it are the Vikings. Also lost to Inglemore. Inglemore is currently ranked number 5 in the state. They were one of those Kingco teams we were talking about earlier. They also lost to Linden Christian, I think is a 2-time defending state champion. I know John Rasmussen has the famous line, the Edmonds Woodway coach, calls them Linden Christian College or Linden Christian University. They're just so good. That ball goes out of bounds. So Lake Stevens only 3 losses on the year, and then they've got some impressive wins as well. Beat 3 of the top Wesco 3A teams in the area, Arlington, Edmonds Woodway, and Snohomish. And then a game that you guys broadcasted over at the top of the Peak tournament at Glacier Peak, defeated the 4A defending state champion Eastlake Wolves. That was a game in which I believe they trailed by 14 or 16 heading into the fourth quarter, a morning game if I recall correctly during the holiday break. And Reagan Reed just went absolutely bonkers, and her along with her teammates, I don't want to discredit them either. They all have played just a fantastic game as Thomas drains yet another 3. Lake Stevens fought their way back and defeated.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I think they were down by, 19 at the half or something?
It was right around there, yeah.
It was a lot, and I mean, that kind of a swing is.
I was at home and had the game on in the background while I was doing some work. Travel violation as Pattison checks back in for Lake Stevens. And I kind of tuned it out a little bit because I thought the game was more or less over. And then all of a sudden started hearing a little excitement, started realizing that something was going on, and went back over to check the phone, and it was a 6-point game. I thought I better start watching this a little bit closer. And sure enough, Lake Stevens coming away with the victory. Reagan Reed driving the lane. Ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Lund's hands. That's going to be Jackson basketball. Jackson one more time.
Thought maybe you were getting a text saying, "Oh, we can't hear you."
No. Trying to help us promote something for later on in the week, which we'll talk about here at the fourth quarter. Koenig, fade away, gets it to go. Her first point here in the second half. First points, I should say. She now has 19 for the game. 60-37 score. We're now under the 30-second mark remaining here in the third quarter. Lund looking to swing it all the way across the court to Reed, almost batted away. Merwin with an attempt at it. Looking down low for Lund, double teamed. Nice job by Koenig to get a hand on it. Knocks it off of Lund, out of bounds. Jackson basketball, 16 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Down to 10 seconds. Koenig, runner into the lane, misses it. Ball bounces out towards half court. Nice job by Pattison, sneaking up. Getting the easy bucket. Chloe forcing that turnover right there, and that's the end of the quarter. 62-37 lead. Lake Stevens out in front. You're watching STSPN.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
And welcome back here for the fourth quarter. And once again, the mystery picture of the night. There she is. Should we give it away at this point?
I think that would be fine.
Number 14, Avery Hare. Incognito, if you will, wearing the oversized.
No, that's not our picture, by the way. That was.
Was that Corey Gibb? Koenig with a bucket. 21 points tonight. I want to say a little more about this game coming up on Saturday. I'm excited for this. Kings High School. Dan Taylor always has great teams there. A team right now that is headlined by Jada Wynn, whose mom is the head basketball coach for the University of Washington. And then you've got Haley Van Lith for Kashmir, ranked by many as maybe even being one of the top 5 players in the nation right now.
Wow.
She's already heading to Louisville next year. Full ride. You want to know how good Haley Van Lith is, Tom?
I do want to know.
Do you know who came out to watch her play in Kashmir, mind you, recently? Kobe Bryant and his daughter.
Oh, no kidding.
Kobe Bryant and his daughter made a
I don't think I
special
put those
trip
two things
out
together because I saw where he was.
Even Joel Vincent's shaking his head. He knows what's going on here.
I didn't put those two things together because I saw where Kobe Bryant had visited somebody in some small town.
Hey, his daughter's a huge basketball fan, obviously, and player. Koenig with one more bucket. She's got 23 tonight. Trying to keep her team a little bit closer into this game. So now a 21-point lead, and hey, maybe even less now as Lake Stevens throws that ball out of bounds. Yeah, Kobe's daughter, obviously a big basketball player and fan. Took her all the way over to Kashmir to watch Haley Van Lith play. And we're going to have her on STSPN on Saturday in what could be a really fun matchup. Two extremely good teams. Kashmir undefeated on the season. Kings is 12-2. Like I said, they're ranked 4th in the state.
Well, then Kings is?
Kings is 4th. Kashmir's number 1.
Well, I think it'll be a great game then.
Could be a preview of potentially a state championship game down the road.
No, and they're in the same.
Dan Taylor's telling us to show up early. He thinks it's going to be crowded and packed there.
I bet it will be. I like showing up early anyway, get all the gear set up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The guy who showed up at 7:02 tonight, right? Before the 7:15 tip-off.
Well, that's how most of you talent is. You come walking in with your coffee and you're signing autographs. And
oh, yeah. No coffee and no autographs. Koenig missing both shots there.
Well, if you talk to Oshman, he's pretty much that's his mantra.
He's coffee and autographs.
Oh yeah,
all the time, every
yeah.
appearance. He charges for his autographs.
He does.
Jen's down low for another bucket. I think Scott's listening right now. I
don't know.
We'd know if he was right at this point.
Yeah, he would be texting.
We'd be getting a text. I was so busy talking to you, I didn't notice if Koenig made her first free throw attempt on that last one. I believe she did.
Foul's called on Chloe Pattison, her second.
Oh, Pattison draws her second foul.
Was that 1-on-1?
No, it was a two shots. We just talked through the first one, that's all.
Because I know she missed one of them.
She missed the second one, and that first shot there falls off. We need a timeout right about now. I need to eat more of this.
Man, you got to stop that because,
I
can see it from here, and it just looks really good.
It's going to be cold by the time we get around here. And overtime's not going to be a problem, I don't think. So that at least will be on my side there. We'll see how it goes. 22-point game, 5:54. No disrespect meant there. I think.
Well, I think it'll.
That doesn't mean people shouldn't be tuned in, though, right? We got Player of the Game coming up, and
oh yeah.
No,
I'm thinking that maybe you ought to get the hot dog a little earlier in the half.
Well, yeah, thanks.
Because that gives you 10 minutes to eat it, right?
I wasn't really going out there with the intention of a hot dog. It just kind of happened.
There's your timeout.
And there we go. A full timeout. I'm going to eat a couple bites of this hot dog. You're watching STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Did Did you want me to start because you're still chewing? Or?
I think I got the last bite swallowed down. We're
Okay,
back now.
yeah, that's
But we'll see how this goes. If you hear a long 20 or 30-second pause, you'll know that the big wolf dog needs
because that bun is so nice and thick. You can kind of hear that part where you're trying to get it out of your cheek.
It's a good dog. It really is.
Man,
There's
it
a
is.
3-ball in the corner. Pattison drains it.
Chloe Pattison.
Chloe with 9 points tonight, pushing that lead back up to 25. Koenig into the corner. 3-ball. There we go. Ramillo draining her first bucket of the night.
One thing you say about Randy, he never takes his foot off the gas.
And there's a rebound by Wilcox. Baby Skyhook gets it to go. Although they did a little bit, I would say, tonight. I mean, 25-7 lead 5 minutes into the game, and really after that, the tempo kind of slowed a little bit, I think. But you're right.
Well, the tempo might have, but, with a score like 69, I mean, what are you saying? We're going to put up 110?
No, the 110 was never going to happen, but...
Now, she was asking the trainer here. She leaned over. Now, you're more in the know than I am, but she said something about a game ending early because of a brawl. Did you hear something about that today?
Tonight?
Not a high school game.
She's
This was,
giving me a head nod,
Baylor.
Kansas State, was that the men or the women? Wow, okay, I did not hear that. Oh, pass goes out of bounds.
That makes you want to get on and find that out.
Well, 4 minutes and 40 seconds away. We'll maybe perhaps look for that. I'm sure if it was that big, we'll see it all over various news outlets tonight, and social media for that matter. News outlets. What am I, 80?
Yeah.
I'll see it all over social media here as soon as the game's over. Thomas down low. Gents getting slapped on the play. I believe that might be. No, that's going to be foul number 3. Oh, I'm being shown pictures right now. Wow, Kansas State rivalry game too. Looks like that might have been over at might have been in Lawrence tonight too. Old Fog Allen.
Number 30, Carmen Long.
I don't think we're going to have a brawl here tonight.
No, we certainly hope not. I'd be disappointed if there was. Shot up. Oh, just couldn't quite fall in. Ball sat on the rim there for a good second and a half, trying to make up its mind, and finally decides to pop out. Lake Stevens still with another chance. Everybody cheering there for Keely Foster, who had that shot a moment ago that just rimmed out. She got a second opportunity and went 0 for 2 on the possession, unfortunately, for her. Always fun to see players get on the scoreboard that haven't scored yet in the game. Mack misses the shot. Ramillo getting the rebound, going up hard and getting fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. Ella Edens drawing her first foul, the freshman. Daughter of head coach Randy Edens.
I don't know what that,
Randy,
I don't know
not
what
too
that
happy
comment was.
I think he was implying that his daughter was pushed out of the way, not fouled. Or she was the one that got fouled, I think is what he was asking for.
I think he mentioned her weight or something. There.
He said she's only about 100 pounds. She's not going to – how's she going to do pushing over or something or other. But ball being swung around. Lake Stevens in control here. 23-point lead with 3:35 to go. Taking their time right now, looking around. Edens with the basketball. Runner throws it up. Misses. Lund with an offensive board. Goes up. They're going to say no shot. Shuffled the feet and traveled before the attempt. Turnover to Jackson.
Happy feet.
Happy feet indeed. Hare into the lane. Over to Koenig. Little weave action going here. Koenig there. I spoke a little too soon. It was Grayson initially. Koenig misses the shot. Lake Stevens comes away with the basketball. Now down under the 3-minute mark to go. Jackson with another big game tomorrow night. They're going to be hosting Mount Vernon. The only team in Wesco 4A they've yet to face this year. Normally you do the full round robin and then you move on to round 2, and obviously because of the snow schedule last week and games being rescheduled, it'll be their first look at Mount Vernon, a team that has nicely done there. Grayson drives to the lane, gets fouled. She'll go to the line for the end one. Two teams that are both going to have 3 losses in the standings going into tomorrow's game, so that could be a game that could decide a number 3 or a number 4 seed later on down the road. As Perla Ruiz checks in for the first time tonight.
I think originally we had that scheduled, but we wanted to take a look at Lake Stevens.
You did, because it's on the Wesco Athletics schedule, or at least it was as of
I'm thinking it's not there anymore.
an hour ago, 2 hours ago. So we should let people know if they're listening, that game will not be on tomorrow. There we go, 3-ball. Eden's the freshman, getting her name in the scorebook tonight. 72-48 score. So where are you tomorrow night, Todd?
We are Arlington Everett boys at Everett.
The Eagles and the Seagulls, the Battle of the Birds.
And that doesn't look to be like too bad of a game, because Arlington is a little bit less than they used to be, and Everett keeps showing promise. So
Arlington can be a little hit or miss. I think if they're on their game, they're definitely the favorite to win that game. But you're right, there are some nights when they look like they have the capability of being the Arlington of old. There are other nights where they look like they struggle a little bit, and Koenig makes the first free throw. Everett with Taras Fesienko, one of the leading scorers, if not the leading scorer in the area, capable of lighting it up on any given day or night. We've seen him put up 42 in a game already this year, a school record. Did that against Cascade, a game that you guys broadcasted on STSPN. So anytime you've got somebody who can shoot you into a game or into a victory, always makes for an interesting storyline, that's for sure.
well, he's just high energy,
He is. High energy, and he can shoot.
which is a plus.
We've got a player about to check in here that's not on my roster, so let's see if we can get an update here.
Sleeper.
Dun, dun, dun. Mystery. First free throw for Isabella Evans. We should give her a nice little shout out. She got to the line.
Emily Ricci, and number 41, Jillian Polinsky.
Oh, that's Jillian Polinsky, the junior, wearing the number 41 out there. And Emily Ricci also checking in for the first time tonight. Number 51. Shot is missed. 22-point game. We're now down under 2 minutes to go. Lake Stevens looking as though they're on their way to their 10th victory of the season. This will run their record to 6-1 in league play. Riley Mechanic kicks it out to Richie. Nice job of swinging it over. Avery Hare, the mystery photo girl, the basketball. 3-ball up. Off the backboard. They're going to let that one play, as that did allow the shot clock to expire. However, by that time, Lake Stevens had the ball in hand. And on the other end, we get a foul as Akili Foster, looking for her first points of the night, will hit to the line for 2 as she is fouled by Polinsky.
It's all quiet in here.
There we go. Quiet, and then all of a sudden we have the cheers squad making a little noise there. Second shot up and in. It's like everybody was trying to be polite or something. Scott Williams in the house walking in front of us there from Scott Williams Photography.
Yeah, we love that guy.
We do. Look at, the banners that are up on the wall here. He takes all those photos. I know he does a lot of pictures for Linwood, Meadowdale, Jackson, as well as others. Does a fantastic job too, by the way. Watches a lot of basketball and high school sports for that matter.
Well, we see him everywhere.
There might be 3 of him.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's kind of one of those
Got a
guys.
twin.
Mechanic going to the ground, keeping her dribble. Nicely done. Looking like she's trying out for the Globetrotters there.
That was
down to
was a little
9
bit of a
seconds to go on the shot clock. Yeah, right. Oh, ball gets knocked away. No whistle. Good defense there by Carmen Long for Lake Stevens. Well, Todd Elvick, I think it's that time of the night where we talk about the Adrenaline fundraising player of the game. Did you bring shirts this time?
I did.
Excellent, okay.
Well, we actually had girls' shirts.
Oh, we did.
That's
Okay,
the
we
thing,
just
but
didn't
we
have the.
did 2 boys' games right in a row.
Yeah, we did the Everett game on Saturday.
And I was going to bring you the Mount Lake Terrace shirt because
We owe.
aren't
2
you
shirts
over there
in.
somewhere?
Every once in a while, yeah. Mason Christensen was your player of the game. Great kid. As is Peter Wilson, who we gave it to on Saturday for Everett High School. They're all great kids. We have a lot of good young folks here in the Snohomish
Everybody's
County
working
community.
hard.
So stay tuned for our announcement here. I think it's kind of a given tonight as to who it is, but 1 second to go. Nicely done. As Lake Stevens says, we're not going to run up the score. That's enough. And the final tonight, 74-50. Vikings getting the victory. They run their record to 6-1 in league play, 10-3 overall. Lake Stevens with the loss falls to 4-3 in league play, 8-6 overall. And I think we're going to name Camille Jentz as our player of the game. 13 points in the first half, 13 points in the first quarter, 16 in the first half. She ends the night with 24 total. Great game for her, and I think we've got ourselves a winner, don't you?
Yep.
So let's take a quick break right now. We'll be right back with our Adrenaline Fundraising player of the game.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
And welcome back to the Den here at Jackson High School. Final score tonight, Lake Stevens defeating Jackson 74-50. And joining us right now, our Adrenaline Fundraising player of the game, Camille Jentz. Only a sophomore, and yet she scores 24 points tonight, 13 in the first quarter. Camille, we're going to have you put your microphone down here right there for a moment. Congratulations. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
Now, what was your career high coming into the night? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Probably something around 20.
Well, around 20. Okay. I asked Coach Edens, I said, is this a career high? And he said, oh, absolutely, definitely. Not only 24, but you came out strong. The first quarter, I think you had 13 points in maybe the first 4.5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
What was the plan coming into the night? Did you know that there was a mismatch, and was the plan to get the ball to you?
Yeah. We always run our plays through our posts and I don't know, inside out. That was our plan for the game because we knew we'd have mismatches, and the guards did a really good job getting it to us.
Yeah, you got some great looks from your teammates, but also you were doing a great job down there yourself. Not only that, but some offensive boards for some putbacks.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're in a rhythm like that, do you have an idea as to how many points you have, or did you know you had 13 in the first quarter?
No, I did not.
and you guys came out really strong just overall, 25 points in the first 5.5 minutes or so. Kind of a nice way to get things going. I know the break last week and with the snow and everything else, was it nice to come out here and to find your rhythm early?
Yeah, it felt good. Yeah. Our team played really well.
Tell me a little bit about some of these teammates over here that are filming you as we speak. Who are some of the key contributors on this team so far this year?
Reagan Reed, she's gone off this season. I'm sure you guys know.
And for the last few seasons, for that matter, right?
Yeah, and of course our sophomores. I'm so proud of them. Baylor. Thanks, Corey. Chloe and I were so young just coming into this. I think we're starting to mature. And this is my first year since my ankle injury.
I was going to ask you about that. You broke your ankle last year.
Yeah. That was tough being out that season, and it's been a lot to adjust this year, but I think we're starting to get into the groove. And it's
How is the ankle? I mean, obviously sometimes those take a little bit of time. Do you still feel it from time to time, or are you
not too bad, no.
pretty
I'm
well
okay.
healed?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw Coach Gibbs just came over and gave you a congratulatory pat. Do you know Coach? I mean, obviously he's a Lake Stevens teacher over there. So
yeah, Corey on my team, she's like my best friend. She's coaching a feeder team, and he's the head of the feeder team in Lake Stevens, so I know him.
I figured there might have been a few connections here or there.
Yeah.
Hey, talk a little bit about I mean, obviously you got a couple more games between now and then, but the big one is next Tuesday night, and your team knows that.
Yeah.
The game against Glacier Peak earlier this year, you had them right where I shouldn't say right where you wanted them, but certainly a good game through the first half, and it just got away a little bit. What are the expectations for next week? Have you already started to kind of look ahead to that game a little bit? It's hard not to.
We just have to bring intensity because we know they will, so we just have to match that. I think in the first half last game, we really did well staying up on them and their press break, like breaking their press. So I think we just have been focusing on doing that.
And it's kind of nice too. The one thing that I've noted about watching you out here, obviously we knew Corey had some inside game from last year, playing a lot as a freshman. It's a nice 1-2 punch down below. How is it to play with her down there, and what does that mean for the two of you working together?
We've been playing together since like 3rd grade, so we kind of just know how each other play, and it's really nice.
I can imagine. Well, again, final score tonight, 74-50. We're going to present you with this shirt. We'll have you hold that up right there. You are the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game. Again, 24 points tonight, so we'll have you hold that up there. Camille Jentz, congratulations, a career high. Only a sophomore. I have a feeling that's not going to be your all-time career high before it's all said and done. Congratulations on a big game, and best of luck throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. So Camille Jentz again, her own fan club watching her here right now. Looks like she's got some parents over here and a few other folks. And again, Lake Stevens coming away with a nice victory. Not only do they defeat Jackson for the 2nd time this year, they also move 2 games ahead of them in the standings. And, of course, they would have the tiebreaker with the head-to-head. So it looks like one less team that they have to worry about in the standings as we move forward. But, again, the big one for them is going to be Glacier Peak a week from tonight, a game that can be seen right here on STSPN.com. Battle for 2 teams that are really wanting to make a stand for what they think should be 2 top 10 teams in the state. That game will no doubt have a big impact as far as who will win the Wesco 4A title. As we're getting ready to part here, Joel Vincent eating popcorn. Looks like he's having a good time. Long-time football coach here at Jackson. Thumbs up on the popcorn, right? It's not quite the wolf dog. The wolf. He had a wolf. See, and he's giving me the 2 thumbs up, right, for the wolf dog though. Not this late at night, he says, but you know what? I'm okay to eat it. So that's something I will work through here as soon as we log off, and we better go so that my dog doesn't get any colder, right? So Todd Elvick, again, great job as always tonight, running the show. To all the folks back in the big red truck outside, well done, and we are happy to have been here. Again, don't forget, another basketball game coming at you tomorrow right here on STSPN from the pit at Everett High School. It is Arlington versus Everett, big boys 3A Wesco basketball game. And like I already mentioned, if you're into girls basketball and you want to see a really good one, Saturday 3:30 start time, a rare 3:30 start time from Mike Martin Gym over at Kings High School. Kings Knights hosting the undefeated and ranked number 1 in state, Kashmir. So for everybody involved with the production, my name is Steve Willits. Thank you again for watching. This has been STSPN.com. Have a great night.